Radical Islamist terror. Gentlemen, welcome on India Today. Sajid Tarar, what do you make of Pakistan spy chief's visit to Tajikistan? Does Pakistan actually intend to use Tajik fighters against the Taliban?
First of all, thank you so much for having me in your show. Right now, if you ask me, the TTP, the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, which has a full support of Taliban right now, is creating a huge mess, a big problem, attacks on a daily basis. And last year, 2024, was one of the worst year. Even then, yesterday they have attacked and they have captured scientists in the KPK area. So I think the ISI chief going to Tajikistan and meeting with the National Resistance Front there, meeting with the National Alliance, the son of the Masood Khan, is a way to create a pressure on Taliban. That, the thing is this: if you have choices, we have choices at the same time. But let's see how it works, how far it can go. But I have been watching this Afghan corridor, how either it's a practical for Pakistan to take over, and who controls the Afghan corridor today. I wanted to tell your viewers, it is not in the control of Taliban at this moment. At the same time, National Alliance or Tajikistan, does not have good relationship with Taliban. They control that area. And it's very cold, and logistically going to that region and taking over, occupying, it won't be feasible for Pakistan, but it's a tactic Pakistan is using against Taliban to create a pressure.
Okay.
Let's see if it works or not.
Okay, so you're saying these are pressure tactics being adopted by Pakistan. General Meston, you've served in Kabul. You've traveled and engaged extensively with what was the Northern Alliance leadership. You understand the Tajik mind. What do you make of Pakistan's move?
Gaurav, good evening. I definitely agree with the other panelists. Whatever he said, it is a Pakistan ploy to create pressure tactics so that, they want to take the help of the National Resistance Front, the Northern Resistance Front, to basically strike at Afghan Taliban. That is the intent. Whether they'll be successful or not, I really feel they will not be successful. There are a large number of reasons. Firstly, if you see the Northern Alliance itself, the erstwhile Northern Alliance, most of the leaders have been now putting on a lot of posts in their, Twitter. For example, they have put Ahmad Shah Massood's one of the lectures way back of 91, where it says that Musharraf has claimed, that they are the supporters of Taliban and Taliban is their creation. So
Yes.
They know everything. And frankly, if you really see, in one of the posts, Amrullah Saleh has written, what is the difference between TTP and Afghan Taliban? They have everything same language, same culture, same flag, everything same. So therefore, what is the difference? So in nutshell, one of the Taliban, that is Afghan Taliban, now they are allied with the Pakistanis, and with the TTP, they call them as evil.
Okay.
Now, of course, the things are taking a different scenario. The way Afghan Taliban has started now also targeting Pakistan army along the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa area, which is to our national interest. But at the same time, let me tell you, if the Afghan Taliban has to wait, for them, more threat is from the Panjshir Valley, which actually implies Tajiks.
No, so
And
it's using that principle of enemy's enemy is friend. But Sajid Tarar, can Pakistan actually cut off that very sensitive thumb of Afghanistan that's protruding, or that Wakhan corridor, use the Tajik resistance either by arming them against the Taliban, providing them funds? But would this not mean, and I really want to understand this, Taliban will not be very happy about this. Will that not mean more Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan attacks, and not just in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa?
Very true.
Sajid Tarar first. Go on, Mr. Tarar.
Let me explain a little bit the recent scenario of the Taliban. What is the Taliban doing? Recently, the Pakistan envoy went there. Taliban has two groups there. One is called the Kandahari group and one is a Haqqani group. They have issues with each other as well. But the recent Pakistani envoy went there and met the Kabuli, the group there. And the reason is this: the Taliban believes that if they don't support TTP, they will go there and join the Daesh. They will join the
Islamic
ISIS.
State. Yes.
Islamic State. So they have in a very unique situation as well. But a recent statement they gave that the TTP is our guest. We cannot do that. There was another move, other plan was on the table as well to take them from here and take them to Ghazni. And somehow that plan is not working as well. But the attacks you are talking about inside the KPK and Pakistan, they are already taking place. Right now, matter of fact, if you personally ask me, Pakistan and state of Afghanistan is already in state of war. And it is getting worse and worse. I'm not sure which way it goes. It is very sensitive matter, and the world is changing. Here you can see it. It's few days left in the new president, Mr. Trump is taking over, and the aid which is going $40 million a week to Taliban, and Taliban knows that there will be cut off. And CIA funds are different. United Nations funds are different. You probably have seen even then Elon Musk tweeting it.
Yes.
That it's a taxpayers' money going there. So Taliban is in a very they are in a dead end state right now.
Okay, it is a very murky situation, and that's exactly why it's the great game that's on once again, General Meston. The resistance. Can the Pakistan Arms and Intelligence Network, they can perhaps do hit and run operations, but can they hold territory? Can they take control of territory from the Taliban? And in your appreciation, can Pakistan Army think of moving in and hold territory either to secure its areas, like many commentators in Pakistan are now saying that they should push the Durand line further? Or would that be suicidal for Pakistan, and it would be like any other ill thought out Pakistan army strategy?
I definitely go with the last statement. I think it will be a very ill-conceived plan, and these are wild dreams. When Hina Rabbani was the foreign minister, she had a wildest of the ideas to have a train service or a train line connectivity from the area of northern Pakistan directly to Tajikistan through the Wakhan corridor.
Yes.
Which is absolutely terrain does not permit it to be constructed over there.
Absolutely.
Number two, Wakhan corridor is a very treacherous terrain, and even it has got firstly we have got 100 kilometers connectivity with Wakhan corridor, so that is our connectivity with Afghanistan.
Yes.
Number two, even China is connected, and China, they have a pass, Wakijir corridor, Wakijir pass, where they have tried to make some kind of a connectivity. But connectivity within Wakhan corridor is a big issue. And to do a corridor between Wakhan corridor connecting Pakistan and Tajikistan is actually ruled out. So these are white dreams. And also the Pakistan ploy not to try to play the Tajiks basically against the so-called Afghan Taliban. I think it's against a very wild idea because
why would Tajiks want to get involved? That would bring Taliban on their doorstep or even beyond, and could be suicidal for Tajikistan.
Absolutely right. So therefore they will not like to get involved, because I have met all these famous personalities, Amrullah Saleh, etc., and of
Yes.
course Ahmad Shah Massoud's son. So they are very clear. And if you recollect, when Taliban was taking over Panjshir Valley, I think the biggest battle was in Panjshir Valley, which
Yes.
we covered in so many programs. That time, no one helped. What did Pakistan Army do? Pakistan Army had surrounded them. Even the Air Force was doing strafing. So there is no question of Northern Alliance, erstwhile Northern Alliance, so the Tajiks, aligning anyway.
So Sajid Tarar, what do you make of President Donald Trump's strategy, and what do you think will be his strategy towards? I now want to shift focus to the other border, which is India's eastern border and Bangladesh. About 8 to 10 days from now, President Trump has been against this so-called deep state. Bangladesh regime change was being seen as a deep state operation. So how is President Trump's team likely to deal with Professor Muhammad Yunus, seen as very close to the Clintons and the Obamas, and as many argue, the American deep state?
Allow me to add a little bit up to the last question. We were talking about how the operation, what the Pakistan will do, either they will take over the land or not. I wanted to add up, when I was reading an article, a few articles, not only one, that the Pakistan is planning to adopt the India strategy. India had a strategy going, picking up the either the terrorist or something and eliminating them, the leadership of something. This is what I read in articles in the Western media. That is answer to that. But second thing here, the Bangladesh, definitely. Let me refresh your minds. The Dr. Yunus came here in New York. He met the Clintons. He had a very close ties with the Clintons, and then he met the Biden administration as well. And here at the same time, I want to refresh. A while back, and when the Donald Trump 1.0 was taking place, Donald Trump has joked. He has picked up in front of some of the Bangladeshi. The delegates, that where is your microfinancer who has been paying to the Hillary Clinton, because not only the Dr. Yunus Foundation contributed to the election of Hillary Clinton.
Yes.
He has written some personal checks to them as well. So you will see, and Donald Trump already has tweeted in a favor of the Bengali Hindus at the same time, which is taking place, which is a sad reality. So the thing is this, in the future, this is what I'm looking at it. Donald Trump will definitely try to fix the Bengali issue, Bangladesh issue. He's unelected, he's advisor, and he's making such a decisions like authoritarian, like a dictator kind of decisions there, and especially the treatment of Hindus and minorities in Bangladesh. You will definitely see the President Trump will taking it very seriously.
Okay, so President Trump is likely to take big decisions there. General Meston, so if Pakistan was thinking it will get close to Bangladesh and see that there's a second front along India's eastern border, that clearly does not appear to be happening. And the trouble for Pakistan is, fortunately, the line of control is peaceful, but the Durand line burning is clearly not good news for Pakistan.
No, absolutely. This is what actually India's strategy should be also very, very clear. See, firstly, the Durand line, none of the Afghan government since its inception has ever accepted it. And mind you, when Pakistan got the so-called freedom in 1947, Afghanistan did not recognize Pakistan, and they were very clear that they cannot be recognized because they are not even part of the British India, and why would the Durand line be recognized? So till then, and Muhammad Daud Khan, when he was the president from 75 to 78, he was training the Baluchis and also the Pashtuns, to target the Pakistan army, so that they were looking for a greater Afghanistan,
yes,
or a greater Pashtunistan. And today,
which includes Peshawar, which is,
absolutely,
which is such a nightmare for Pakistan, because Sajid Tarar, this 2,640 kilometer long Durand line, nobody in Afghanistan accepts the Durand line. Is Pakistan, in your appreciation, likely to be in more trouble both in KPK, in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and in Balochistan? And the troubles will only add up in the weeks and months ahead. The abduction, like you pointed out, that have taken place in KPK, the firing along the border, the trouble in Balochistan. So will the trouble remain restricted to KPK and Balochistan, or is there a fear it could extend to other parts of Pakistan?
It may extend to the other part of the Pakistan. Here I want to tell you, when the PTI last month, when I think it was November 24th or 26th, when they attacked on Islamabad in D-Chowk, they were about 40 Afghanis, they were in it.
Yes.
And not only this, the TTP right now, they know that they have a support within Pakistan. They have a sympathizer with them at the same time. So Pakistan is in a big trouble this time. I don't know which way it's going to go, but TTP knows they have a support in Pakistan. And here, at the same time, I want to tell you, most of the Taliban leaders and most of the TTP people, they are born in Pakistan because they were refugees. They know Pakistani language. Most of them, they have a Pakistani ID cards. So it's very difficult, very difficult. It may spread to Punjab and Karachi at the same time. It's a very sad reality. It's a very sad, and Pakistan cannot afford this for the long period of time. It's going to keep hurting the economy of Pakistan, which is already not in a good position. So let's see how can they build a pressure on.
And another
Taliban.
factor, if I may, could well be, Mr. Tarar, Imran Khan and Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf Party, which rehabilitated the TTP, got in so many TTP fighters and their families inside Pakistan once again. Because that image that's gone very viral of then DG ISI at the Serena Hotel in Kabul, and everyone was hailing Pakistan's ISI and hailing Imran Khan, was saying shackles of slavery have been broken. It seems Pakistan is going to be in even worse trouble on the Imran Khan front once again.
Yes. Now, I wanted to add up, since you brought up that cup of tea, and his remarks were the cup of tea is good. But after that, they put them in a very bad situation. The image was built on Taliban that they are a puppet of Pakistan. So they have no choice. They have to stay away from Pakistan to resolve that image. So right now, Taliban is a that cup of tea has cost a lot to Pakistan.
It indeed does appear to have happened. And how should India deal with Taliban in your appreciation, General Meston? You've served on ground. Taliban that time was in Pakistan, of course. But how should India deal with Taliban when Taliban says, we want your help, we want you to continue your development activities, we want more visas? What should India do?
No, absolutely right. Even when I was there, way back in 11 to 14, let me tell you, having met some of these Afghan Taliban, and especially some of them who had left at that time, most of them were saying that we want moral support from India to strike back at ISI and the sponsors of the Pak army sponsors, because they knew everything, their locations, so they could target very well. And I was sending these proposals. So what I'm trying to say is Afghan Taliban is also very clear that the Pakistan ISI and the army has been manipulating them, making them fight amongst the Pashtuns. So because of the Durand Line issue. And the best part today is finally not is paying them back. The Pashtun revivalism is there,
yes,
in both sides of the Durand Line. And you will see a greater Pakhtunistan or a greater Afghanistan happening in the near future, with Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Balochistan being part. The Pakistan will be disintegrated. So all their strategy, is actually now failing on ground, and therefore India should continue to deal with Afghan Taliban.
We'll be tracking that story very, very closely. Very interesting times in this region, and India is clearly ensuring that Indian interests are best protected. As always, Sajid Tarar and General Meston for joining me here on this India Today special broadcast. Many thanks. A quick break. News and updates continue on India Today. Stay with us.
Motorola Razr 50 Ultra comes with Google Gemini.
I don't read the news.
Several analysts arguing Pakistan is once again trying to punch far above its weight and may once again be jolted by a rude surprise along the 2,640-kilometer long Durand Line. Gaurav Sawant in Delhi for India Today. So a series of fast-paced developments are taking place in the region. What should one make of Pakistan's DGISI's visit to Tajikistan? And what should one make of Taliban seeking better ties with India? Can Pakistan actually cut off the strategic Wakhan corridor, or does it actually expose Pakistan's sensitive underbelly, not just in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, but also in Balochistan along the Durand Line? Let me get you a military perspective and a strategic perspective on the situation.